How we doing, guys? It's the final game of the season, the final preview. And I know we were all sitting there thinking that we're going to be looking at this final game, lifting the Premier League trophy and everything else. But it wasn't to be. But you know what? We've had a good season. We can be proud of what we've achieved. And when I say achieve, obviously my perception of achievement is trophies. That's what it always is. And I think that's what everybody needs to think. And yeah, when you go into the new season and stuff and you play games, that's what you want to do, is win trophies. But it wasn't to be. But yeah, I'm just kind of looking at it and thinking, start of the season, what were we looking? Nothing. No top four. Bottling it. Some will say we bottled it, but you get what I mean. A lot of people will say that we weren't going to do anything. We weren't going to get top four. We weren't going to, mount any kind of a title challenge at least. But yeah, we were able to do that. And I think that where I say that positive that you need to look at is that, the club actually gave the fans the opportunity to dream again, to actually feel like they could achieve it. And it's been a long time since we felt like that. And I'm old enough to remember it. And it's the best feeling. When you get over the line, it's an even better feeling. But just to have them thoughts, there were moments in the season as well where you started to think, this could be it. Reece Nelson moment, more than anything. You look at it now and you think, meant nothing. But at that time, it was just euphoria and madness. But yeah, we have achieved something in terms of getting back into the Champions League and in terms of showing what we are capable of doing. And I think that the run we've been on lately and the points we've dropped will always be remembered more than, the way we played right up until April. Let's not forget the way that we played up to that point. We were playing the best football in the Premier League by a million miles, better than Man City. But their experience, their knowledge and the know-how and everything, yeah, they're ruthless. And yeah, we absolutely fell apart in certain moments. We'll always look back on key moments and kind of go, was that the point? Was that the moment? I even look now and I think to myself, if, we dropped those points against Liverpool and Man City, but yet if we'd have won the games against Brighton, Forest, Southampton and West Ham, we'd be going into this game like winning to win the league. So it wasn't the Liverpool game or the Man City game that was the be-all and end-all that lost us the title. There was that moment at the end of the game against Liverpool where Martinelli, he could have just put that pass in. And I think if he would have put that pass in and it would have, got through to Saka and he would have scored, I don't think what happened after would have transpired. I think we would have beaten West Ham and Southampton, etc. And yeah, you even think about that West Ham game, 2-1 up, Saka penalty miss, big moment. Southampton, there's no excusing that, should be beating them. And then I think after that, with the Brighton and the Nottingham Forest games, it's all flat, it's over and done with, and we were kind of going through those motions. So look, there's a lot to be proud of for the season. I will do a end of season review and kind of go through each month block by block and kind of give my honest assessment of where I felt it was right and where I feel it was wrong. And like I said, it's an achievement, but it isn't, if that makes sense. Getting back into the Champions League is massive, but what we now need to do is go and build on all of this in the window. If we don't, then what was the point? If we can actually grow from this, use it as fuel, go and get the players we need, and mount another challenge next year and probably win the Premier League, then you'll look back on seasons like this and say that's a big turning point. You look at last season when we threw away top 4, they came back a completely different side. So you've got to kind of hope that the same happens again. But yeah, even if we, get up towards April time next season the way we did this season, people will start to question whether we're going to throw it away in the running, because we've got a history of doing it. So yeah, look, last game of the season, Wolves, nothing to play for. It's just going to be a bit of a carnival atmosphere, I suppose. Weather's going to be nice. End of the season. It is what it is. It's an opportunity to thank the players and the players to thank the fans. And that's pretty much what it is. Probably say goodbye to a few players. Maybe Granit Xhaka's last game at the club. But yeah, that's pretty much what it's going to be. So in terms of the 11, this is what I would go with for the game. Aaron Ramsdale in goal. Very straightforward. In defence, Ben White right back. Kirior and Gabriel centre backs. Kieran Tierney left back. I'm not going to do all this experimenting stuff that Arteta tried. In the Forest game, although we're at home, and I think things will be very much different. Midfield, Thomas Partey and Granit Xhaka. Like I said, I think that may well be Granit Xhaka's last game. And if it is, I will do a video on him as well, about his time at Arsenal and the redemption he's had this season in particular. Attacking areas, Reece Nelson on the right. Hearing that Bukayo Saka is not going to be played because he's got an injury. It's been evident that he hasn't been right for the last month or so, to be quite honest with you. Martin Odegaard in the middle. Trossard on the left-hand side, and Gabriel Jesus up front as a striker. Yeah, I suppose Mikel could make loads of changes and, just bring in players that have hardly played at all, maybe change the goalkeeper but nah, you've got to have the integrity of the competition still, I suppose. So you go with your strongest side, and I think that is the strongest side available. No Saka, Martinelli's injured. Midfield, Partey and Xhaka strong enough. Defence, yeah, I think that's it's strong enough to win the game anyway against Wolves, that's for sure. But yeah, listen, what will be will be. Like I said, I'm going to do a video on the season properly once I've had an opportunity to really digest it all and give an honest assessment and not a reactionary one on what's happened. And like I said, we're disappointed, I'm upset, I'm hurt, but in the cold light of day, it's a small achievement. Got back into the Champions League, but it's only an achievement if we use it as a stepping stone. We buy the players we need and we move on and challenge and ultimately win the Premier League next season. If not, and we don't even get into the Champions League, for example, it's been a complete and utter waste of time, innit? So there we go. So listen, there will be a reaction to the game tomorrow, of course. And yeah, listen, if you're new around here, hit the subscribe button, smash a like on this video, and I will see you lot soon. I'm out of here.